Here's a short video for all you Catholics out there on what I did to rid myself of nasty habitual sin. And you guys could probably use your imagination and figure out what that was. I mean, there's no there's no new sins under the sun. There's nothing new, so to speak. So humans just we keep doing the same sins over and over again. But here's exactly what I did to get over habitual sin. Maybe this will help some of you Catholic guys out, you younger Catholic guys especially, or even you older married Catholic guys that you have secrets. And I know what your secrets are, especially if those secrets are what I think they are. They probably are. That's fine. It's actually not fine. It's disgusting. Here's what I have to say. So this is exactly what I did. So I found, after seeking for a while, a masculine confessor. A confessor that would tell me the truth, right? Somebody on the other side of that screen in the confessional that would call the shots as they are. And that was when the big change occurred, because once I had to go to that same confessor again, and the possibility that I was committing the same habitual sin again, and I had to show up again, that put some weight on you. It put some weight on you to actually change, because it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to have to do the formula and count the times, right? Because it asks for times, right? First part of the confession, then the number, then the type. Okay, so every single number, every single type. That's what you have to do every single time. It's not therapy. It's not any of that stuff. And thank goodness, man, because I think if it was therapy for dudes, it would be terrible. It's just the number and the type and the number. That's it. And that becomes very embarrassing when you go to the same confessor over and over and over again. I found in my struggle with habitual sin that if I went to different confessors, that it would be easier for me to kind of have presumption, like, right? Think I'm going to be forgiven of this thing and just kind of skirt around it and go to a different confessor, find somewhere else to go. But it was once I found a confessor to go to, then I stuck with him. So it became highly embarrassing. And then you break that cycle and you start to actually turn. The other thing too is I've had a couple, regular confessors in my life. 1, 2, 3. Now it'll be 4 regular, typical confessors that I've had in my life, and some of those because I've moved away. Actually, 5 regular confessors that I count of now that I've had in my life, and these are priests that I sought out because they would bring the hammer, right? Because I'm a type of guy that likes a hammer to be brought down upon me. So I had one particular confessor, and I was obviously confessing the same thing, and he said to me at the end of it is that unless I'm going to give him the reason how I'm going to change this thing and what I'm going to do, he cannot grant me absolution. Now that shook me up. That shook me up big time, because having your confessor who's acting in persona Christi to say, I cannot give you absolution until you have a firm resolve to not do this anymore because you've been committing this sin habitually, that was a big motivator. Because after that time, that's when things started to finally change. And I stuck with that confessor for, man, a long time. And now I'm somewhere else, and that is going to be my new confessor, like truly merciful and just. And that's exactly what you're looking for. You're looking for somebody to tell you the truth, to not give you the sad lines of like, thank you for coming, I'm glad you're here, or don't be too hard on you. Like none of that. Those confessors, whenever I hear that, I'm out. I'm done. I'm done, man. And maybe those men have their own reasons for saying that. Maybe they've been I know for sure they've been complained about to their bishop, and they've kind of only heard confessions and then given absolution without ever trying to correct, because maybe they've been penalized because somebody decided to write a letter to their superior, to their bishop, and I know that's happened 100%. I'll tell you how I know that's happened, because I've heard it before from other priests, and one of my confessors who I thanked like months later. He didn't know who I was because, it's between the screen. You could only hear my voice. I came up and I was like, hey, I have to say you've been my confessor, blah, 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 blah. And I thanked him graciously, and he told me, are you this guy? And I said, no, I'm not this guy. I promise. And he was like, that man didn't like to hear the truth. And he wrote the superior and he wrote the bishop and had me reprimanded and kept out of the confessional. Can you believe that? For telling the truth. So what I suggest, guys, is if you're suffering from habitual sin, find a very masculine confessor and I would err towards a very traditional parish, wherever you could find the most traditional, like Novus Order, you could find a Latin Mass by you, and go to those confessors. They're gonna hit harder. They're gonna punch harder. They're gonna ask you questions. They're gonna ask you even to sometimes clarify your sin so they could understand how much culpability you have, how much responsibility you have, and then stick with those if you want to root out habitual sin and make it embarrassing for you, like you want it to be embarrassing. I know that sounds insane to some of you guys, but you have to take the hard road. That's the only way you're going to get over the things you have to get over to start getting right with God. That's what you have to do. So if you like this video, subscribe, share, make a comment, whatever. Out.